You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN. Hi, everyone. This is Tom Slavik, and welcome to our sports show and the Game of the Week, now in its 25th year. In this week's game, the Argonaut High School's homecoming game. The Ferndale Wildcats take on the Argonaut Mustangs at Argonaut High School with TSPN sportscasters Jim Vinciguerra and Frank Halverson. And on camera is TSPN's cameraman, Tommy Fox. And now, the Game of the Week on TSPN.
What a beautiful place to drive to.
Especially on new Fuel Max tires.
Right. You use less gas getting here.
Introducing Goodyear Fuel Max tires. An innovative tread compound saves you 2,600 miles worth of gas over the life of the tires.
2,600 miles?
You know, on the gas you save, you can drive from the Grand Canyon to the Gateway Arch to breathtaking Niagara Falls.
Wow. Saving gas is beautiful.
Goodyear. Get there.
Your Goodyear dealer is Jackson Tire, 801 South Highway 49 in Jackson. You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Tonight we're at Argonaut High School. Jim Vinciguerra along with Frank Halverson doing a little something out of the ordinary tonight. We've got homecoming here tonight, and we're going to run through the homecoming court, kings and queens. So stay with us, and we're going to see what happens here. The overall sponsor of the Game of the Week is Jackson Tire Service, your local Goodyear tire dealer on Highway 49 in front of the Sears store in Jackson and in Pine Grove near the post office. The journey begins on the wings of Goodyear. Our quarter sponsors, All Sierra Roof Company with Tim Thornhill, your local full-service Owens Corning Platinum preferred roofing contractor. For the right roof, start with the right contractor. Also, Camps Propane, exceptional energy. They're friendly, dependable local propane company. Visit their showroom on Highway 88, Red Corral Road in Pioneer. Also, the American Legion Amador Post 108. Proud to be involved and supportive in our community. Veterans still serving America. And also Hospice of Amador, Calaveras counties providing hospice care for terminally ill patients in our community. Your support, you can support them by shopping and donating at the hospice thrift stores. And first off, we have, Frank, we have last year's queen, and that's Morgan Johnson, 2011 queen, right? Yeah.
You're right. 2011.
I wasn't here that time.
No, you weren't.
He was a little under the weather. But anyway, and also last year's king was Austin Hoyt, who all Amador County knows that he has a full-ride scholarship to Brigham Young University, playing football back there. And unfortunately, I guess they wouldn't give him the time off from football to come back and march in the homecoming
perform his king duties.
Yeah, do the king duties. So anyway. And we're going to go through the names of the queen contestants, homecoming queen, and the court. As soon as they come around, it looks like John Kirkpatrick's old Corvette made it out of the garage tonight, Frank.
Well, you know, that Corvette's been at many homecomings.
I don't want to tell you how long it's been since I graduated, but I can remember riding in that Corvette in the homecoming at Old Jackson High School, so go figure.
I'm impressed that John's had the car that long.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. He's pretty old, though. Anyway, in that first car, we have Brock Hayes and Morgan Zaffarano. And I think they are both seniors.
John just looks so royal. He's done this so many times. But that, I'm going to tell you what, that is one sweet car.
He won't let anybody drive it but John, you know. So anyway, Morgan Zaffarano right in front of you, along with Brock Hayes, number 12, who is the quarterback of this year's Argonaut Mustang team.
Quarterback and a big-time linebacker, and, you know, Brock's been a little banged up a little bit. My understanding he's going to play just a quarterback tonight, not going to play on defense. Well, that's the plan.
While we're waiting for the next car to come through for homecoming, Frank, tonight's game is between Argonaut, as we know, and the Ferndale Wildcats, way, way up on the north coast, 6-7 hours away from here. And they took 2 days to get here.
Yeah, they left yesterday, drove halfway down, or a little more than halfway. I understand they stayed in Woodland last night. And, you know, I'm pretty impressed looking across the field. They traveled pretty well. They got a nice contingent that traveled all the way down from Ferndale. North Coast Powerhouse. Been very successful in that section up there, and they've come a long way to play Argonaut tonight, so I applaud them for their efforts in coming down here to be a participant in our homecoming tonight.
And then I guess, again, like next year, I guess Argonaut will travel up there because they go here and they go there.
Well, I don't know about that. A lot of times when they set up these matchups, they do home and home.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's been the case, but here comes the Mustangs onto the field through the tunnel.
Mustangs come into tonight's game at
3-0.
3-0.
One of them was a forfeit against Galt. Came in last week. They defeated River City 33-6. And Ferndale comes in at 2-0. They defeated Del Norte in their first game, and Fortuna, who's their big rival, last week, a real close game, 20-14, where they scored late in the game to secure that victory.
Okay, here comes a BMW. Looks like John Gonzalez driving. That must be Connie's car. And in that car is Tyler Jeffrey and Leslie Byron, contestants for King and Queen.
Looks like, is that Zaffarano, did you say?
Zaffarano was in number 1. This is number 2, and number 2, I think,
No,
is...
Brock Hayes was in number 1.
Brock Hayes and Morgan Zaffarano. And in this car, I think it's number 2, and it says Tyler Jeffrey and Leslie Bryan. Is that right?
Okay, well, Jeffrey looks like he's not playing tonight.
And it says 57. That's his number. So I don't know if he may be hurt or what. We got a update on him, maybe? Okay. So we're half done with the homecoming court. Here comes the... We'll be 75% done after this, you know that? Here comes a Mustang GT, and it looks... I saw this car last week over in Sutter Creek at the car show. That's Chris Floyd. Quite a show car. He's doing the route. He's doing Hot August Nights and everything else. Loves to show the car. But in car number 3, we have Ryan King and Alicia Doris. So we know that Ryan King is one of the running backs, and it looks like Alicia is... she's a Pep Squad member.
Ryan King, two-way player, had 2 touchdowns last week, along with Caleb Patrick. They both had doubled up last week in that win for the Mustangs against River City. King, outstanding player, plays both ways, defensive back as well as running back on the wing. He's had a great couple of games to start this season. Another football player, I believe, coming up the next car, if I heard the announcements correctly. A lot of green jerseys going to load up that stand here. I think Colton Merriman's coming up.
Yeah, and that looks like a Mercedes convertible. Nice little car. I don't know whose that is. It's got to be a local car, though. Beautiful car. And again, next week the Mustangs have a bye. The following week they were flying up to Alaska for a game a little bit north of here.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. And then we're going to be back for, I think, Linden and Calaveras. And then, of course, the big game is in Sutter Creek this year. So we'll be over there for the annual big game. Give you a little update on what's coming up on TSPN. I think there may be a volleyball game in the can ready to go. And we may get a soccer game in here next week. But anyway, here comes car number 4. And you know who's driving it? That's Todd Reeby, our district attorney. No wonder it was going so slow. He didn't want to get a ticket.
I think he's got a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Yeah, Todd Reeby. But you know why he's driving? His daughter, Rachel, is in the Queen contest, along with, again, Colton Merriman, number 21, the running back for the Mustangs. So we have Rachel and Colton, driven by... D.A. Todd Reeby. Watch him. He's going to burn out here.
Boy, and he is all dressed up, too, man. He's got the white shirt and the vest and the bow tie on, and he's got it all going on.
Does he look like a butler or a chauffeur or what? Look at that. Yeah, pretty good, Todd. Okay, anyway, that is his daughter that just got out of the car. So, I think that's it. 4 kings, 4 queens, possibly. Or we should say 1 king, 1 queen.
Well, that was 3 so
court.
far. I think the 4th one is just coming up.
No, there's 4 up there.
What's the truck back there?
That brought up the old queen.
No.
The old queen. All right, so.
Oh, they're going to make the announcement here.
Here we go. Colton Merriman.
Merriman and Reeby, I think.
And yes, they just announced it. Colton Merriman and Rachel Reeby are king and queen for this year's homecoming game. And again, the Queen's Court consists of Morgan Zaffarano, Leslie Byron, and Alicia Doris, and Brock Hayes, and Tyler Jeffrey, and Ryan King on the other side. Again, this year's homecoming king and queen, Rachel Reeby and Colton Merriman. We're going to be back with the kickoff right after these messages, so stay tuned. It's homecoming. We've got a team came in from 400 or 500 miles away, 7-hour, 8-hour drive. We're going to have a good one tonight. Stay tuned.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
Okay, Frank, just about ready to go. We've got the Argonaut band coming on our right side down here. Looks like they're probably going to play the national anthem, but the captains are out on the field. Number 12, Brock Hayes. Number 23 for the Mustangs, Ryan King. Number 77, Daniel Lyle. And number 33 is Anthony Chancellor. For the visiting Ferndale Wildcats, well, their numbers are all covered up. We've got 24, that's Caden Zanoni.
Yeah, that's the number I've got for sure, and we're going to have to let him clear a little bit before I can see the rest, Jim, because...
That's okay. We'll get him in.
Argonaut won the toss.
Refused.
They are refusing. They're going to defer, as they like to do, to put that defense on the field. There's number 8, looks like. Number 54.
54, that's Chris Katana.
You know, unfortunately, I was looking and I just checked over, or no, number 9, excuse me, not number 8.
Okay, number 9, Ike Townsend, that's the
yeah,
tight
24,
end.
64, and 54.
64 is Kelly O'Day, an outside linebacker.
And number 54.
And now we have the Argonaut Mustang band. And I tell you, Frank, I'm looking at these uniforms, and those are the old, retro Jackson High School uniforms. Look at the J on the front. Those were 100% pure wool when they were bought, I tell you. Hot.
You think those are the same ones?
Those are the, yeah. Yeah. They got a J on them. They're the old Jackson High School uniforms. That's amazing. Okay, stand up. We're going to have the national anthem, and we'll bow out right here. For some football. First quarter of the game of the week is proudly brought to you by All Sierra Roof Company, our community's true full roofing service company, serving the Sierra foothills for 3 generations, fully licensed and insured for both residential and commercial. All Sierra Roof will keep the winter out of your home. All Sierra is also your full-service Owens Corning preferred roofing contractor. So before winter gets here, give them a call. That number is 223-4496. And remember, the right roof starts with the right contractor. Again, call All Sierra Roof, 223-4496. Little footnote here we wrote down. Argonaut did win the JV game tonight. It was Argonaut 36, Ferndale 15. A heck of a game until the fourth quarter. And the junior Mustangs just kind of took off with it and 2 or 3 touchdowns and never called back.
Well, Jim, and that could be something we see in this game. Here's a team that is used to playing in cold weather climates right up on the North Coast. They've traveled a long way. This varsity club only has 20 players on the team. And this big Argonaut line wears people out, and I think that's what happened in the JV game. Now, that being said, we really haven't played any North Coast opponents before. This team has always been very, very successful in the North Coast section. However, whenever they come down to the sections, they never do very well, so it's hard to compare. What I do know is they have some very good athletes at some of their skill positions and some big kids in their skill positions. When you look at number 9, Ike Townsend, 6'3", 217 pounds. What I'm looking at, he's the real deal. 6'3", 220 pounds, number 56, Hunter Van Emmerich.
Right.
Number 88, Justin Lang. They've got some players. It's just going to – we'll have to wait to see if they can hang with this Argonaut team that's much bigger and stronger. Oh, there's a bad start right there.
Anyway, kicking off for the Mustangs tonight, Pineda. That ball went high and into the end zone for a touchback. Going to bring it out to the 20.
Well, it bounced off the receiver for Ferndale and bounced out of the end zone. That was actually very fortunate for the Wildcats for that ball to kick all the way back, because they were in some real trouble there if that ball stayed in play.
Okay, now there's an 8, and we don't have an 8 on our...
And I double-checked the rosters, and there is a number 8 out there, and I have not been able to find him on anybody's roster. He's a good-sized kid. Give the number 88 on the play.
It's Justin Lang.
Justin Lang, running back, defensive back, 5'11", 165-pound senior. He's been one of their offensive weapons here so far this year, starting at quarterback number 2, the junior Kyle Chambers. Where everybody's searching for who is number 8. He's the mystery player.
Jacoby Hughes is on our roster number 3, so he is number 8.
All right, whistle on the field, stopping play. So we've got a number change. What we had as number 3 is number 8, Jacoby Hughes.
Okay.
Big kid, wide receiver listed as wide receiver defensive back, a straight ahead handoff there. Picks up a couple. Lang on the first carry of the game got enough for a first down.
Arabello linebacker in there on the stop.
That was 1st and 10 there, a straight ahead give.
We got the Ferndale spotter up here, so if we get messed up on some numbers, he's right here. So, again, number 8 is Jacoby Hughes. He's a wide receiver and a defensive back.
So 2nd and 8 here for the Wildcats.
That's number 88 left side, stringing it out way on the left side. 88 is Justin Lang, and he's smashed up pretty good on that sideline. Not much of a gain, if any. Let's see where they spot it.
That was Border Ding, that drove him out of bounds there. Not much of a gain on the play. He's going to set up a 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
All right, we're going to give him a yard on that. So 3rd down and about 7. Big play here right off the start for the Wildcats.
Boy, you're being generous already. If that's 7, I'm a Japanese admiral.
You're a Japanese admiral then, okay.
That's at least 3rd down.
Well, he's moving it back. See, that's what's the problem. Now it's 8.
This team is not afraid to throw the ball.
Single wide receiver out to our side here. And we're looking for a pass.
Oh, he was looking for a bubble screen over the left and sacked.
58, Austin Aravello in on that sack, and a big, big loss for the Wildcats.
he went back and he looked to the right and was just trying to change the defense a little bit as Chambers looked to the right, and he wanted to throw that double screen to the left, and the Mustangs were having nothing of it, and Wildcats are going to have to punt after the big loss and the sack by Aravello.
All right, back deep is number 21 for the Mustangs. Is that Merriman? We'll check that number. King is the short man up here.
That is Colt Merriman.
All right. Just about blocked, high end over end kicked, and it's going to get a Wildcat bounce. Taken out about the 39-yard line where the Mustangs will start. 1st and 10 with 8:58 left in the first quarter. No score.
It's going to be interesting to see how Argonaut starts out on offense. They were banged up a little bit. Brock Hayes is nursing a few injuries this week, and it looks like Tyler Bird's going to start at quarterback. I was told that Hayes was going to play quarterback but not play defense, and it looks like Bird is starting out at quarterback. Merriman's also been banged up a little bit, yet to get on track after a great junior year. So Bird's calling the snap. Give to King.
Inside handoff, King.
Oh, nothing
nailed.
Going there.
Interior of that line just shut him down. Number 54, and then we're going to be calling his number, I think.
Well, I think it was number 24.
Zanoni?
Yeah, I think it was number 24, Zanoni, on the tackle. Nice play there on King trying to come through.
All right, gain of about 1 or 2, make it 2nd and 8.
Oh, nice handoff right there. That looks like that was Caleb Patrick. Patrick had a good game last week. He had 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns along with King. They both had 2 last week. And Colton Merriman, who was their star of the year before and scored a whole bunch of touchdowns, has really yet to come to this party for the offense for the Argonaut Mustangs.
All right, good gain. 3rd down and 2. Straight up the middle. We're going to see where they spot it.
Wow, that was the Merriman right there. Nice job by the defense of the Wildcats. Zanoni, number 24, in again on the tackle.
Okay, that is good enough for a first down on the spot. So the Mustangs nearing the 50-yard line.
Really an interesting dynamic as I've watched a couple of these Argonaut games. Merriman played on the wing last year, and he really had a lot of success. And moving him back behind center has not proved to be much of an advantage for him so far. Patrick fumbled.
Recovered his own, I think.
Yeah, he fell right back on it. He got through the initial contact on the interior line, gained about 6 yards of the play, then all of a sudden was stripped of the ball, fell right back on it at about the 45-yard line. So the Mustangs will retain possession.
Chandler into the game, and number 40 coming out. Justin O'Boyle. All right, this is King, right side, cuts back. A little bit more, and he would have been gone to the races.
Well, number 64 did a nice job following that play because the play was by him, and he had to come back. Kelly O'Day did a nice job for the Wildcats because King had a little room there coming through when he cut to the left, and O'Day did a nice job following the play to stay on it and make the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Ball sits right at the 40-yard line. King right side, one move outside, and he's off to the races, Frank. Still on his feet. And I think he might have been pushed out of bounds close to about the 13-yard line.
Well, that was Zanoni that finally got him, but King did a nice job, broke a couple tackles there, a little spin move at the end that brought the ball down to, it looks like about the 15-yard line, but a nice job by King. King has really been a very efficient runner so far for Argonaut, and this offense to me just seems a little bit off so far. Their timing and everything. If you notice the way they've got Merriman backed up behind center, if you look at their offense in the past, that fullback used to be right underneath the quarterback. And maybe it's the timing, the blocking scheme, or whatever, but they just seem a little bit out of sync to me so far this year.
Merriman straight up the middle, I think.
No, I'm not sure Merriman's in the game.
Is that 21?
Yeah, it was. He came back in.
That last play by King covered 25 yards on that rush, so it brings up a second down right now and about 8 for the Mustangs.
Well, I'm a little curious right now with Hayes not playing quarterback. I was told he was going to play offense but not defense. Maybe they've switched that.
This is King, number 23, brought down by a host of Wildcats. There's a bunch of them.
Well, I got to tell you, one common denominator on this defense right now that seems one number to be around the ball all the time is number 24, Zanoni. Wherever the ball is, you find his number somewhere. Tyler Love out of the game. Looks like Caleb Patrick, King, Merriman.
Oh, reverse. This is King, cuts back. And he's close to the goal line. I'm going to give it a spot of maybe the 1 yard line.
Going to spot him a little bit short.
So Ryan King again with the ball.
First and goal from about the 1 yard line at the most right here. So a nice, impressive drive to open up for Argonaut. King, got hit by 68. Off. Nice job by the Wildcat defense. Boy, there was penetration on right through the center by number 68. And then they did a nice job stringing that out as King tried to bounce it out to the right side.
Trevor Early is the one that strung it out there, Frank. 16.
Well, Early was the one that made the initial penetration that hit it and made it to bounce out outside. And everybody stayed in their lane, kept contained around that right side, and dropped them for a loss.
All right, it's going to be second and goal right now. Ball in about the 3.
Whoa, fumble.
Fumble, and
I think the Wildcats got it. Nope, I guess not. Looks like King got it back.
So, marches back another couple of yards. Third down, and the ball sits closer to the 6 yard line right now.
You know, first little tricky play right there with the new quarterback in with Hayes being out. And it looked like it was a pretty good pitch. So I don't know if King was looking down the field or whatever, but he wasn't able to handle it, put it on the ground. Luckily, he was able to recover it. So they started at first and goal from the 1, and now they're back at third and goal from the 5.
We got a pass, swing pass, out to Merriman, 21, cuts back inside.
Touchdown, Argonaut. You notice who all of a sudden came in at quarterback? I want to say that was number 12, Brock Hayes.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes. So Brock Hayes comes in his first play, little pass that was obviously purposeful. Bird have not taken a lot of snaps. The backup quarterback, Hayes, coming out after the fumble. Coach Davis said, all right, enough of this. Hayes comes in, throws a little swing pass to Merriman. Merriman does the rest and waltzes into the end zone.
All right, Pineda with the kick, PAT, and it's good. Puts 7 on the board for the Mustangs with 3:31 left in the first quarter. Reminder, Jackson Tire Service, your tire headquarters since 1973. Tire technology is constantly updated, and Goodyear tires reflect the cutting edge in the industry. Drive with assurance on Triple Tread, Comfort Tread, and Fuel Max tires. With 2 locations to serve you, the community-minded Bavaro family and staff invite you to the Jackson Tire Store in Jackson and also the Jackson Tire Store in Pine Grove. For all your tire, brake, muffler, and wheel alignment needs, Goodyear brand name tires and the highest quality service. See the great folks at Jackson Tire.
You know, I think that was a real important drive for the Mustangs, and let me share with you why I'm saying that. I really think it hurt this team having that forfeit the second game against Galt. They beat a pretty good Colfax team in the first week, but I didn't think they looked all that good doing it. And having that forfeit the second week and not being able to play that, I think really hurt the Mustangs from a continuity standpoint and trying to get some timing down. It's like I said, they've just been a little bit off. And I don't know exactly what it is, but they just haven't clicked and been as efficient as I've seen this offense be before. So they come in last week. they dominated a team that obviously they were much better than in River City. They got another bye next week before they go to Alaska. And I think it was really important for this offense to get on the field, get a good drive going to start the game.
Excellent kick out of the end zone, so the Wildcats will take over on their 20.
Well, I'm not sure what kind of setup they had on the return there or what they're used to if they're not used to anybody kicking, because they've got two deep on the short guys and one guy deep, and he didn't even go after that football.
Well, he figured anything over his head is going to be rolling back into the end zone.
Well, but it wasn't over to his head. It was to his right, and he never moved. I don't know if he didn't see it or what the situation was, but boy, anyway. Right now, a little bit of deer in the headlights here for the Wildcats.
Whoopee!
There's a big jump right there.
54.
Number 54 tried to.
Katana.
Obviously, he was pulling on that play. It was going to be a sweep to the left-hand side.
Think it was going to the left.
He got a little bit anxious there and jumped the gun there.
So, 5-yard penalty puts it on the 15, 1st and 15.
This is the first game that we've done in the new announcing booth. Very
new press
nice.
Boxes, yeah. Air conditioning and heating when we need it. Great. You don't fall through the floors. Even greater. All right, one wide receiver out to our side right now.
Fumble on the play. Picked up in the backfield by number 24. That's Zanoni, but he's going to be dropped for a big loss. Air conditioner just kicked on and blowing my sheets all around. Might need to tape these things down, Jim.
All right, so we've got about close to 2nd and 20 here. Just under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Ferndale down from the North Coast tonight to play the Mustangs. Inside handoff. Not much going there over the left tackle. Zanoni, the ball carrier, and number 70, big number 77, Daniel Lyle, 6'5", 295, kind of crushed him.
That boy's a big load in the middle of that line for Argonaut. And I'm guessing they don't have boys that big up in the North Coast.
Well, I'm looking at their roster. Their heaviest guy is about 235, 268, 55, Garrett. Oh, double wides here to the
real
right side.
Problem with the down and distance here for the Wildcats. 3rd and
a bunch. Back to pass. Here comes the rush.
Oh, sacked.
Number 56 on there. That's Caden Lewis making the sack.
Wow, it's going to be 4th and long, and the Mustangs are going to get this ball back with a real short field here after 3 and out by the Wildcats.
All right, Merriman and King both deep right on the 50-yard line.
Looks like Zanoni, the do-everything player for the Wildcats, is back to punt.
High snap. Just got it away. This is going to bounce. High bounce. King's going to take it.
Heck yeah, why not?
Off to the races. Run out of bounds on the 34-yard line, it looks like.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs with a real short field. And
take that back. The ball's on the 36.
Oh, 36. He went outside.
Anyway, 1st down, excellent position for the Mustangs right here with 1:21 left in the quarter.
All right, let's see. It looks like Hayes is back in a quarterback now. That may be one of those rules, if you're hurt, you don't practice, you don't start.
Well, maybe.
And now they've kind of settled that because it looks like Hayes is back under center. Oh, fumble by the Mustangs.
Carry there. And they got it. Ferndale Wildcats recover.
That pitch went back, and King and Merriman, I'm not sure which one of them thought they were supposed to get it, but that is a huge, huge mistake for the Mustangs. Taking the ball that side of the field and the first play turning it over like that, that's a big mistake. And that's the type of thing that we're not used to seeing from this Mustang football team.
All right, 1st and 10 going the other way. Jacoby Hughes split to our side of the field here.
Wildcats got to think they just got a big gift with a big old bow wrapped on it.
That's number 88, Justin Lang, with the ball around the right tackle, but short
number
game.
58 on the tackle for the Mustangs.
Aravello got a couple of tackles in here already this game. Short gain, make it 2nd and 9. If you're just joining us, tonight was homecoming here at the Mustang field, and we'll recap that for you in just a second. 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Lang again.
Oh, he got caught in the backfield.
Well, it was great penetration right there that time by number 58, Aravello, for the Mustangs. Tripped him up, slowed him down. And then he had a whole bunch of friends that come in and finished it off, so no gain for the Wildcats on that play.
And I tell you, is that Lang getting up a little slow? I don't know. I don't know if he had equipment repair or was hurt, but a little slow getting off the ground there. 3rd down and make it 8. And that is the end of the first quarter with the Mustangs on top. 7-zip against the Ferndale Wildcats. First quarter of the game of the week was brought to you by All Sierra Roof Company, our community's true full-service roofing company, serving the Sierra foothills for 3 generations, fully licensed and insured for both residential and commercial. All Sierra Roof is going to keep the winter out of your house. All Sierra will also provide full-service Owen Corning preferred roofing. So before winter gets here, give them a call. It's 223-4496. Remember, the right roof starts with the right contractor, All Sierra Roof. We're going to be right back with second quarter action right after these messages. Stay tuned.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.